Hello everyone, and welcome to Uncivil Law, where we learn through the misfortunes of others. As always, I hope you enjoyed this legal education content, and today will be the day I earn that subscription. For today's story, we are covering Stanford Law Professor Michele Dauber. Michele, over here, while a Stanford Law Professor, is not an attorney or lawyer. That is because while she did graduate from law school, she has never, ever been licensed by any bar anywhere, but somehow manages to be a Stanford Law Professor despite not being a lawyer or an attorney. That's a very interesting flex, I suppose. Well, she's saying some stupid things and attacking some people on the YouTubes for daring to have an opinion and also earning a living while doing so, as opposed to every media outlet since basically the beginning of time, which has always tried to, make money from stories and sensationalism and all the rest of it, but somehow the YouTubes is different for some reason, so I'm going to respond to a Twitter thread of stupid from Michele Dauber. So let's go ahead and do this. First of all, she just says the quiet part out loud by saying, if you've been blocked by mistake due to bulk blocking of depth troll and bots, I sincerely apologize. Hope it can be fixed and nothing personal. I will take note that apparently I have not yet been blocked by Michele over here. I'm not sure whether or not that's because she doesn't think I'm a bot or what, but I think she's an idiot, but I still haven't blocked her, incidentally. Even though she is an idiot, I think she should absolutely have every right to engage with my content and reveal what an idiot she is. She has more stupid she'd like to say. More stupid you'd like to say. All right, here's another one. Retweeting this person, Christopher Boozy. This is Matthew. Matthew earns approximately $1 million a year producing low-budget YouTube videos about Amber Heard. Imagine earning $80,000 a month publishing low-budget ramfuckery. He has financial incentive to keep the Depp Heard drama going as long as possible. Again, as opposed to every media outlet ever, which, of course, money is never a factor of what stories they will cover. It's never like if it bleeds, it leads, or the sensationalistic story is the one that makes the front page or the first piece of the evening news. That's not a thing that's ever been true in media since the beginning of ever. No. It's somehow YouTube that has managed to invent this. Oh, here's a good one. From state trooper who uses the C word. Amber Heard is a lying C. The Me Too movement over his cry. And Michele over here says, the world we now live in lets men say the quiet part out loud. Just like Trump let the racists out of the cave, the Heard dragging let every misogynist pound out the C word on his greasy, sticky keyboard. Not to put too fine a point on it, Michele, not that I would expect you to know this. I mean, it's not like exactly obscure knowledge. But the C word doesn't have the same sort of taboo in a lot of the world that it does in the US. Particularly notable the UK, and even more notable Australia, where it is used much more freely and much more openly. So I don't know where state space trooper is from, and neither do you. But you're assuming he's American. Why are you assuming he's American? Why are you imposing American cultural norms, Michele? I thought all cultures were equal. Michele, you idiot. We have more stuff. Here's one about Johnny Depp's friend. One thing that everyone should agree on is it's pretty weird that Paul Bettany is flying around under the radar in kids' shows. Well, geez, man, that's in no way insinuating that he is a pedophile and dragging his name in the mud merely for being a friend of Johnny Depp. I mean, that's in no way impugning his character. That's good work, Michele. Low-key threatening him. Low-key all the rest of it. That stuff. That's good. Some more stupid for Michele Dauber. Okay, here's one about Tug. Quoting an article from Newsweek, YouTube videos dragging Uber who may make him up to whatever. The umbrella guy's been called out making money on his continued negative coverage of Amber Heard. Again, as opposed to every media outlet in the history of time, which has done the extra read all about it. Here's today's sensationalist story thing. Forever. Trying to get circulation. Trying to get looks. Trying to get the idea of clickbait. Yeah. And then it says, well, it seems Matthew has a plan to get out of his mom's basement. What a nice little deridement from Michele over here. Hey, Michele, have you ever thought about, actually studying for the bar? I'm restudying for the bar as we speak. It'll be my second time taking it. And hopefully, with the grace of God, the second time being passing and getting licensed. You could do it too. It's not that hard, or maybe it is. But a nice way to just throw someone else over the mud here. Tug at least getting some good press out of the whole thing. Okay. Here's another one from Carrie Goldberg. For years, we've represented teens of all genders who were tortured at school for being victims of revenge porn, video voyeurism, rape, and in several cases, all three combined. Our clients were ostracized, publicly shamed, and often forced to transfer. Michele over here says, victims of sexual violence are always shamed. What's new is YouTube and scum influencers turning a profit off it. If we were turning a profit off of a victim of sexual violence, you might have a point. But Amber Heard isn't one. Unless you have that little respect for the jury system and or your own ears. I thought law professors were fairly well able to deal with logic and reason and facts and analysis and stuff like that. And we heard all the facts. We watched the entire trial. I don't know if you watched the entire trial or not, but if you watched any of it, you should be like, yeah, Amber Heard seems like a lying liar who lies. Not so much with the victim of sexual violence. No, not really. Okay, then here's another. We'll get to the petition in a second, where we'll end our story because this is a short one. This is a retweet from Leave Heard Alone. We heard you. Lame. Professional bully should not be a job title. Okay. It is as long as YouTube allows channels that churn out content rooted in targeted harassment. Turn money via videos and super chats. Stop the monetization, YouTube. Sign the petition. Targeted harassment. As opposed to calling out liars for their bullshit. Here are some people that we want to apparently stop. The 5 people who have profited off of the abuse. Matthew Lewis, known as that umbrella guy online, makes up to $64,000 a month on negative Amber Heard content. He's done outstanding work for a long time in bringing attention to this story. He might be, well, he's certainly the one that I'm most aware of. I mean, there might be others, but he might be one of the most well-informed people on the facts and history of this case. That, of course, in no sense obligates you to agree with his opinion, but you can't deny that he's been doing this for a long time, covering it from a long time, and all the rest of it. Alida Mazeka, I think I got that right, said she made about $5,000 on YouTube in 1 week, with the biggest slice coming from Super Chats. Oh, you sweet summer child. Alita made way more money than that. Nick the Rackets Rakita, Super Chat earnings amount to $135,000. Is that all? Emily D. Baker made an estimated $168,000 in Super Chat tips between April the 11th and June the 1st. Is that it? Also, good for all these people, by the way. Good for all of them on crushing it. Good for all of them on crushing it. They all deserve every last bit of what they can get. And this ends with DUI guy, Larry Foreman, known as the DUI guy plus on Twitter, sold his notebook from the trial for $14,916 on eBay. Who would have thought it would be worth that much? Not me. But apparently, if he actually was able to collect on that, good for him. Good for Larry. Good for Emily. Good for Nick. Good for Lita. Good for that umbrella guy. Again, I don't think they're really doing anything fundamentally different than has been done through media, through pretty much all of recorded time, with trying to govern content that is, if it bleeds, it leads. If getting sensationalist content, covering content, discussing content. But what might be a little bit different is actually that these people are actually qualified. That umbrella guy is qualified by his extensive factual knowledge to talk about it. The rest of these people are qualified by their extensive legal knowledge to talk about it. And all of them, unlike you, Michelle, are actually lawyers. Alita is a lawyer. Nick is a lawyer. Emily is a lawyer. Larry, the DUI guy, is a lawyer. You are not. You have never passed the bar anywhere. You are a fraud. I mean, you did pass law school. You did graduate from law school, but you can't put that ESQ at the end of your name. All right, and then we'll end with what really started me here in the first place, from Michelle. Hi, everyone. Please stand with survivors and sign this petition. It only takes a minute and is important. Thanks, MLD. Sign the petition. End the monetization of target harassment. Let's read this bullshit petition. Let's read this bullshit petition because that sounds like fun. All right. So, yeah. This is on change.org. YouTube, end the monetization of the target harassment. Rebecca started this petition to Google Inc. YouTube creators, such as that umbrella guy, are making thousands of dollars off of videos, which currently go against YouTube's own policies concerning targeted harassment. Content that features prolonged name-calling or malicious insults such as racial slurs based on someone's intrinsic attributes. These attributes include their protected group status, physical attributes, or their status as survivors of sexual assault, non-consensual intimate imagery distribution, domestic abuse, child abuse, and more. Well, if any of these people were doing that to any person who could be described as one of those things, right? Because a jury just ruled that they're not one of those things. Oh, Tug is a mental health professional? I did not know that. I didn't mean to demean him. I just simply didn't know. Tug is a mental health professional? Well, there you go. He's therefore additionally qualified from that as well. Fantastic. All right. Yeah, so, she doesn't have a status as a survivor. She's never been a victim of domestic abuse. She's a lying liar who lies. We know that in 2022 that social media is used to promote harassment. Certainly, 2014's Gamergate. Okay, everyone, I know it's like 7:55 in the morning over here at the Central Time, and we will be on with another live stream, by the way, in about an hour, because we're going to do another Supreme Court speed run. Don't you worry. But yeah, if everyone who has a drink by them, you have to take a shot. It's a moral obligation. I'm sorry. You have to take a shot because they said Gamergate. Oh my God, Gamergate made it into this article. Wow. Just wow. I have seen many different videos and explainers trying to explain Gamergate, and I still don't 100% get it. Maybe there's nothing to get at the end. Maybe that's really the problem. Okay. Certainly, 2014's Gamergate became the template for malicious action online. Did it? Did it become the template for malicious action online? I don't know. I think the template for malicious action online probably came courtesy of a 13-year-old boy, crier, yelling, "Extra, extra, read all about it. Lizzie Borden on trial for murder." I think that's probably where the template came from, if not earlier than that. I guess I shouldn't have called him a crier. I should have called him a newsie. It would have been more appropriate. Oh well, carrying on. And the template has been utilized both to, by the way, crier, in case you guys are that dumb. Crier, by the way, is a term for a person who's like shouting like that. Extra, extra, read all about it. It doesn't mean this kind of cry. Okay, anyways, carrying on. And the template has been utilized both to racially view certain political philosophers and harass and malign individuals. That umbrella guy, for example, has made over 600 videos about Amber Heard. I mean, that makes him a bit of a subject matter expert, one would think. A project that's earned him approximately $80,000 in May. Good for him. Good for him. And he's done good content, unlike the media. So he deserves it. Yeah. The First Amendment does, of course, grant freedom of speech to everyone and freedom of press to everyone. Freedom of speech is the right to say what you want. Freedom of press is the mechanism in which you say it. Freedom of press refers to the literal physical printing press. It does not refer to the organization, the press. It refers to the literal physical mechanism, the press. And by analogy, other mechanisms of distributing speech. So that umbrella guy or Larry DUI guy or Alita or any of these guys have exactly as much freedom of speech or freedom of press as the New York Times. Their individual fundamental rights that belong to each person, and no one is more special than the other. Wow. Okay. Carrying on. All right, that umbrella guy seems invested in continuing his mass production of harassment videos models, moving on from Amber Heard, and instead targeting Evan Rachel Wood, who was a teenager when her abuse started. I assume that he is motivated, like the press now and the press before him, to cover stories that people are interested in. I'm motivated to cover stories that people are interested in. I want to talk about law. Law is one of my favorite things in the world. Law covers a pretty much infinite swath of information. There's so much of it because the law kind of touches everything. So in choosing which stories to cover, I'm going to be incentivized to cover stories that people want to watch, that people want to have covered, that will help. I want to be a good teacher, and I want to teach people who are eager to learn. So I'll cover the things they're eager to learn about. Does this make me a bad teacher? I'm meeting my students and trying to teach them where they want to be, or the public at large, if you don't like the term student. I'm just trying to meet the people who are interested in learning where they want to be. I mean, okay, all right, let's move. All right. That umbrella guy is only one example of the YouTubers have turned targeted harassment into profits, and we fear his success and the success of others in exposing the lying liars who lie will inspire others to create similarly malicious content to cash in on the harassment of others. Or more to the point, bringing light to the darkness and exposing the darkness. These massive smear campaigns have no place on the internet. Oh, really? Oh, really? We should talk about your massive smear campaign sometime. That would be good. They skew public opinion, misrepresent information, radicalize individuals, and cause irreparable harm. If this is all it takes to radicalize people, I mean, really. We consider it a very small ask to completely censor the free flow of information and any speech we don't like. I'm sorry, that's not what it says. We consider it a very small ask to simply stop incentivizing the creation of this content by putting more safeguards in place to ensure content of this nature is not monetized. Please, YouTube, take a stand against harassment and bullying and end the monetization of targeted harassment. At the end of the day, it does not matter if someone is a public individual or a private citizen. Harassment is harassment. What? And YouTube has the ability to become a leader in the social media landscape and taking a firm stance against the sexism, misogyny. Oh my God. We were so close. We were so close. I'll make it to the end of the sentence and then puke. By ending the monetization of targeted harassment campaigns. Yeah, it's the sexism, misogyny. It's misogyny. It has become, if it wasn't already before, misogyny has become just a talisman word. It has become a word that is used as a symbolic token to destroy. Everything I don't like is sexism and misogyny. Everything I don't like is misogyny. The definition of misogyny has definitely come apparently to encompass literally everything. I don't think it has much to do with the fact that Amber Heard is a lying liar who lies, as much. I apologize that it's a woman as much as that. Jesse Smollett, for example, we covered Jesse Smollett fairly extensively, and unless he's declared himself to be a woman recently, had very little to do with his gender, and much more to do with his lying who lies. So no. So yeah, Michele Dauber over here. Let's go to Michele Dauber's page. Hold on. We're not done with her. Let's go to her faculty page. This is her faculty page at Stanford. Michele Landis Dauber. Frederick Richman Professor of Law, Professor by courtesy of Sociology. We can look at her entire CV if we like. I don't know that we need that much bullshit in our day. A law professor and sociologist, Michele Landis Dauber has written highly historical and sociological studies focusing on history of social provision in the U.S. welfare state. Her first book, The Sympathetic State, received numerous distinguished book awards and prizes, including from the American Historical Association, the American Sociological Association, the American Political Science Association, the American Society for Legal History, and the Law and Society Association. Professor Dauber, who, by the way, again, has never passed the bar anywhere and is not a lawyer, has received numerous grants from her research, including National Endowment for the Humanities. She's currently working on a project about the resettlement and relocation of following catastrophes. She's the recipient of the 2006 Walter G. Gores Award, Stanford University's highest teaching honor. Really? This woman? Prior to joining Stanford faculty in 2001, Professor Dauber was a clerk to Judge Stephen Reinhardt of the U.S. Court of Appeals in the Ninth Circuit and a doctoral fellow at the American Bar Association. Yes, she worked as a judicial clerk. She graduated law school, but she is not a lawyer and never has been. From 2011 to 2013, Professor Dauber co-chaired the Board of Judicial Affairs and helped lead the process that revised Stanford's policy on sexual assault. Oh joy, I'm sure that was really well nuanced and considered. She is a nationally respected advocate for improving college and university policies on sexual assault in order to increase compliance with Title IX. So she really likes throwing men under the bus. She might literally be a misandrist. She's an avid outdoorsman and skier and backpacked more than 2,000 miles in Sierra Nevada. Just stay there. A mother of 5, I fear for her children, Dauber lives in Palo Alto with her husband Ken, a Google engineer. That's hilarious. So we're petitioning husband's employer. That should be fun. Their son Elliot and their 5 children and their 5 chickens. I'm sorry. It says chickens. I thought it said children. No. It's chickens. She literally has chickens. Okay, fine. And someone had said that she hasn't posted an academic article in a couple years. Let's find out. When the last time she actually posted an academic article? Okay, so here's her curriculum vitae, which again is just available on her faculty page, by the way. You can just download it yourself at Stanford. I just Googled it. It's right on her faculty page. All right, so she's got a PhD in sociology. Dissertation, Helping Ourselves, Disaster Relief, and the Origins of the American Welfare State. I wonder if I can get a copy of her dissertation and review it, because that might be fun. She has a JD from Northwestern University School of Law, magna cum laude. She was a book review and symposium editor for Law Review. I'm not sure what book review means exactly. I'm not exactly sure what that means, to be quite honest. I mean, I worked at 2 different law reviews, and I'm still not sure what it means. BSW. I don't know what is a BSW? From the University of Illinois in Chicago. College honors, student commencement speaker. She's in employment. Okay, publications. 2013, 2009, 2005, 1998. So, okay, that was her book. Selected other publications. Let's see, 2009, 2005, 2002, 1996. In progress. Doesn't seem to be working out very hard. papers presented: 2013, 2013, 2011, 2009, 2004. So she hasn't published anything in like 6 or 7 years. So she's not even a very good academic. She's not publishing stuff. Professional and pro bono activities. Special advisor to superintendent for compliance, Yosemite National Park. Faculty advisor, secretary, treasurer, and board member, building a better legal profession. How would you know? You're not a member of the legal profession. Co-founder, secretary, treasurer, and member of the board, the Delano Foundation for Law in the Public Interest. She is a member of the Law and Society Association, American Sociological Association, American Society for Legal History, Social Science History Association, and ALS. And also, she reviews law reviews. And she's a committee member on a whole bunch of bullshit committees. Well, that's fun and exciting. Well, she has not published anything since what? 2013 is the most recent date? According to her own CV, which is available again on her own faculty page, and I downloaded it just now. Her last academic paper was 2013. Yeah. So she's not even a very good academic because she doesn't publish papers. All right. So there you go. Well, that's all we need to really know about Michele. We will be back on in about a half hour or so to do a speed run of Supreme Court. We got some decisions dropping this morning, and then we got enough. And then we got some tomorrow morning, which we also endeavor to cover. I've been Uncivil Law. Until later, my friends, I hope all is well. Cheers and goodbye.